welcome back to my channel. I'm Maria if you're new here, and I do videos on saving money on your finances and college advice. I'm so excited to film this video with you guys because it's something that I'm really interested in myself. I'm excited to film this video and talk about starting a business. I'm personally starting this journey myself and thought it'd be fun to share it with all of you. I've kind of done all this different research and compiled it together for when I want to start my business. I thought it'd be interesting to share it with you guys so you guys can start your business. So if that's something that you're interested in, then just keep on watching. The absolute first step that needs to be taken is doing research on the business that you'd like to do. So this is super important because you need to see if there's a market for your specific business idea. And another reason it's important to do this before anything else is because that you don't want to be spending time making out your business plan and doing all this extra work if you realize later down the line that there's not even a market for the type of business that you want to do. So it's really important to just do your research on that product and make sure that this business idea has a market and will be successful. Another thing that's really important to do is researching any competition you might have for your business. Super important, especially to me, because you really do need to know what you're up against in order to create a business plan. So you want that competitive advantage. That's very important. That's something else to keep in mind when researching, because you want to make sure that this business will be successful and that you have some advantage in your business that some other company may not have. And the third step in all of this is definitely coming up with some sort of business plan. This is something that you can refer back to and will just be really helpful along the way. I personally just would use a template that I found online, and that makes it a little bit more simple. And then if there's things that you feel you need to add, you can definitely do that, but by having a solid outline to get you started, that will really help you. So the fourth step is checking your finances. This is something that's really important. You don't want to just go into a business without considering how much you can afford to put into that business. Even when taking out a loan, it's important to make sure that you have the money to finance this business, no matter how expensive it is to start. I mean, you really have to make sure personally you're fine. Another thing that I do like to mention is when starting your business, you should not quit your job right away. You should be still working and maybe using your business as a part-time thing first, and then slowly working your way into that being a full-time position. But you don't know how your business is going to play out, so you want to make sure your personal finances are okay first before trying to finance a business that you may not be able to afford. Okay, so now that we got that stuff covered, we're gonna go into the legal stuff. It's very important. You really want to make sure you're complying federal and state, because you don't want to have any problems when running your business. You don't want to have it shut down. You just want to make sure that everything is run properly. The first step legally to follow is to register your brand. This is both important to the law, and you should be wanting to do this as well, because by doing this, your brand name will be legally protected, which means no one else will be able to steal it, which is really important. You don't want somebody else to just come in and use your brand name and steal all your customers when this could have been done at the get-go. So you should be wanting to take this step because it will help you, and you need to take this step anyway. By doing this, you also protect your name, which is extremely important. The next step to that is to get your tax IDs. So this is done federally, but sometimes a state will require this as well. So you just really have to look at the state and federal laws to make sure that you are doing everything correctly depending on the state that you reside in. If you've been employed with a company before, there is a thing on taxes that says EIN, which is the employer identification number. That number is something that your employer registered either just federally or both with the state and federally. You'll need that number to get your business set up. It gives you an employer ID number, but also sets up your taxes as well. You'll also have to pay taxes since you are starting your own business. So this is just kind of a way to set it up, keep track of that, and really get your business moving forward. And the next step legally is to get the licenses that you need to create your business. So this is really important because say you're starting your own hair salon, then you're obviously going to need the licensing to go along with that. This goes with restaurants too. Those are just a few examples. It's important to make sure that you have the correct licensing that you need before you start your business, because this can lead to a lot of legal trouble if you don't have it. So to just make sure that you have anything legally that you could possibly need is super important. And the final step after all of this is done is definitely to create your own business bank account. So the reason that you don't want to mix it with your personal bank account, there are expenses that you're going to have in your business and there's expenses that you're going to have personally. You shouldn't be using your personal expenses and using the business for that, and vice versa. And so you just kind of want to keep those separate from each other. So to make sure that it's all organized is really, really important. And again, you really don't want to mix the two because this will create a lot of problems for you down the road. It's way easier to keep track of when you're doing taxes and stuff if your business bank account is just a separate thing. You can definitely later on, if your business gets successful enough, you can pay yourself out a wage, so that's how you'll get the money from your business. And you can definitely later on, if your business gets successful enough, you can pay yourself out a wage, so that's how you'll get the money from your business. You don't want to mix the two together because this will just become more complicated for you. And I would definitely look up a few different business bank accounts before sticking with one. There are a lot of different benefits to each type of bank for business bank accounts, so you want to make sure you're doing your homework on that before just choosing one. And those were the tips I had today for starting your own business. I really hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed filming it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are working on starting your business right now, I wish you the best of luck and I wish you a lot of success in the future. Hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please subscribe and like the video, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.